Hello, hello. Welcome into the live stream. I'm super excited to have you all here. Just give me 1 second here. All right, here we go. So I'm very excited to be on with you. I just want to make sure we're all set up here on Facebook and it is streaming. So I apologize. We were supposed to have someone on today at noon, but they were not able to make it. And we had to reschedule with them. So I'm just coming on here because I wanted to share some tips and tricks that I think are absolutely life-changing with you and that I just did with my clients earlier this morning. And this is all about unconditional love. I did a session with my clients this morning that left them in awe with tears streaming down their face. They were just so grateful. And the situations in which they were feeling turmoil, negative thoughts, or upset totally and drastically went a different way. And so why I'm sharing this with you guys is unconditional love is the pathway to financial freedom, is the pathway to your health, is the pathway to passionate relationships. So say yes in the comments if you can see and hear me. I want to make sure that you can see and hear me here because we're streaming from a different place right now. And tell me if you are ready for this energetic session. This is just a quick pop in to support you in what you might be going through in your life. And so now is your opportunity to just take a minute, take a deep breath in. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Helena. And really move into a place of alignment. Now, how do we move into an alignment? How do we get from where we are to unconditional love? And I did a process with my clients today. I'm not going to take you guys through everything, but I just want to share a few things that have helped me with unconditional love. At times in our life, things are not going to go our way. Yes or yes. And so when things don't go our way, when people don't show up or the way we want them to, or if things aren't the way you'd like them to be, we have an opportunity whether we can react or we can create. We have an opportunity on how we want to respond to the situations in our life. Now, why would this matter? For anything that you're manifesting in your life is because as we move into a place of energetic alignment, as we move into a place of unconditional love, we take this and we say, okay, what are the results that I want? And what are the judgments? What are the illusions? And what are the beliefs that I have that are not serving me to get to that alignment and the life that I want? I would write this down or I would remember this. An unexamined life is a life that is just fueled by past programs and patterns. And this is why this healing work has transformed me so much on so many levels. And so if you're watching this right now and you're thinking, how can I get to this next level? How can I create more abundance in my life? How do I create the financial freedom or create the freedom in relationships that I want? This is your ability to move into unconditional love. Unconditional love is discipline. Unconditional love is the ability to start eating like you love yourself, walking like you love yourself, and talking like you love yourself. Who would like a little bit more love in their life? Say yes. Because if you're letting love in, you're also going to let the abundance in that you're seeking. And this is why I get so enthusiastic and passionate about this, because you are creating your life. And if you are the cause for why your life is the way it is, then you can be the cure. And I think that's very exciting. And so just take a moment right now. I'm just going to give you one tip, one tool that you can take right now into your day. Okay. And I did this with my clients earlier, about 20 clients, and they were just in tears. They were crying grateful tears about this. And what we did is we listed traits of someone that we judged negative, and then we listed traits that were positive about them. And what they found is we went into each example and we said, okay, let's just use if I'm judging my mom, I would say she's controlling or fearful. Where in my life have I been controlling and fearful? If I say my mom is kind and wonderful, I would say, where in my life am I kind and wonderful? And what it does is it creates unconditional love and compassion in your life that you can bring to your life. Because I'm telling you, your judgments and your illusions are keeping you from the things that you want in your life. And so it's exciting when we're on here and we're doing these sessions, because I think these sessions are just so life-changing. So take some time today and write down your list. You can do it with one person and then go to the next person and then go to the next person, because your mind loves vagueness. And if you can do me a favor and say yes in the comments if you understand this, that your mind loves vagueness. It loves the mind loop. And so your ability to take time and say, okay, I see that I am coming from a place that is not love. I see that I'm coming from a place that is judgmental. I'm seeing that I'm coming from a place that's lack. If you're like this broadcasting speaker that's broadcasting out your energy, then what are you broadcasting out? Are you broadcasting out unconditional love? And unconditional love doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. It means you don't let people control how you feel anymore. Like if this person treats me like this, then I'm happy. But if they treat me like that, I'm not. It's more like transactional. As long as you act the way I want you to act, then I'm happy, right? Who's done this? Say yes in the comments if you've ever done this. And you've ever been in a place where you don't even realize that you have these rules and conditions for how people have to be in order for you to be happy. We put our self-worth in our business or our job or our relationships or our health event. And your self-worth isn't coming from any of that. And so taking time to sit down and write down the judgments you have around money, write down the judgments you have around your business, write down the judgments you have around your wife or your husband or your spouse or relationships, because our relationships, our money, a lot of the things that challenges you're experiencing in your life are just lessons that are trying to be learned. You're part of Earth School, the hardest Earth School. It's like soul school, right? And every challenge in your life that you're facing could become your biggest blessing. Say yes in the comments if you would like your biggest challenge to become your biggest blessing in your life. And this is just a quick shot. I was with my clients this morning for an hour, and I left and I said to Jason, I was like, my heart is transformed. I feel so different around people and certain experiences. So your life can change in a moment, in an instant. It's about your consciousness level and the way that you are seeing the world. I can't tell you how important that is. And so one of my clients this morning was saying she didn't have the most money at the in the beginning of the month, and then she made 100K this month from these processes that I'm telling you, because you're changing your beliefs, and your beliefs drive your behavior, and your behavior drives your destiny, your decisions, where you're going. And I get excited about this because I do believe you can change your life. I do believe that you can heal on purpose. I do believe any situation that you are facing in your life, whether it's health, finances, or relationship, that if you change the energy on the inside, you can change the energy on the outside. And you'd be surprised, my friends, how quickly it can happen when you change the inside. The outer, like I can't even tell you how many people have messaged me and said, oh my God, my brother, who I haven't spoken with in years, just messaged me to apologize. Oh my wife started acting differently. My husband started acting differently. You're changing inside, and when you change, the outward can't stay the same, because we are mirrors. There's a mirror reality reflected back to us. So take time today to examine the areas of your life that you want to grow and change in, and it will be drastic. Okay, when the stuff hits the fan and things happen and they don't go your way and the energy is triggered up to the surface, how do you react? Okay, that's your gold. You know how you know whether you've healed or not? The trigger that comes up in you. We all have this energy within us, and it's all God, source, universe loves us so much that triggers this energy to the surface so we can let life flow through and be free. So if you ask yourself, where am I not free in my life? And you take a minute and you sit with it and you do reflection. Now it's not vagueness. Now it's just not floating around your mind. And that's why if you're overwhelmed, say yes in the comments if you've ever experienced overwhelmed. If you're overwhelmed, the easiest way out of overwhelm, get a piece of paper. Okay, get a pen and start writing down the actions that you need to take in your life. And it will be so much simpler than you believe it to be. Okay. You just start taking those little steps, those little actions, and it doesn't have to be big action. And this is what I find is the biggest thing for most people in procrastination. Like, raise your hand if you'd like to take more action, right? Or say yes in the comments if you'd like to take more action. Hi, Annette. Yes, Daniela, nice to see you. And so if we want to take more action, we have to understand that procrastination is actually coming just from a trauma response. It's just like, okay, if I procrastinate, if I don't take action in my life, then I won't be the cause of the failure or the mistake or the disappointment. I'd rather not try than try and fail. Does that make sense? And so if you can just get out of list and you can say, okay, let's just say it's for your business. I need to message 10 people. Okay. Or I need to have these conversations, or I need to set up this funnel, or and you just make a list and then you start checking them off. Now, let's say that's too big. You don't want to go business. You could say, you know what? I'm going to start with making my bed. I'm going to start really small. You know what? I'm going to start with going for a walk. You know what? I'm going to start with messaging someone and saying how grateful I am for them. You know what? And you start small and then you start to build up. You know what? I'm going to eat one healthy meal. You know what? I'm going to go for one walk outside. I'm going to do one push-up, and Lisa Thomas, Lisa Thomas L, we were talking about this. You do one thing, right? Just one thing, and it compounds on top of each other. This is called the compound effect. The compound effect is daily small actions that result into these big, big results. If you consistently start to eat healthy meals, at least healthier, your body's going to get better, right? If you can consistently go to the gym and work out and lift weights, you're going to get more muscle. You're going to feel better. Just one thing, start. And so if you guys could put in the chat, what's one thing that you're going to do, one action that you're going to take today, whether it's in relationships or business. You say, you know what, I'm going to forgive that person. You know what, I'm going to stop going over this situation and terrorizing myself. We don't even understand how much we terrorize ourselves, and we go over a painful situation again and again and again. And that's because we're just stuck in the loop, right? We're stuck in the mind. But this is where reflection and journaling and seeing how, you know what, I'm judging this person outside of me, or I'm judging this thing outside of me, but really it's just a version of myself I haven't learned to accept yet. So if you judge controlling people, if you judge angry people, if you judge anyone, you can see that we all, you can actually write these experiences down. And as you see that, and as you do that, you become more one, you become more compassionate, you become more connected. And connection is where we all thrive, and we can really create better finances, better health, better wealth, better freedom. And so take today, all right, take this information. Yes, have a conversation. That's beautiful, Bill. Take just one thing, do one action step, and I promise you, you're going to feel better at the end, and that is going to compound. So if I ask you right now this question, this is one of the most life-changing questions I've ever been asked, or I ask my clients, if you change nothing today, what is the compound result that you're going to get? It's probably the results that you have right now. And if you're not happy with the results you have right now, you're going to have to take new action to get a new result. And so then you write a list of, okay, let me write down all the actions that I have to take. I can start small. I can say, if I want to work on my health, okay, let me just go for that one walk. You know what, if I want to work on my forgiveness, you know what, let me write down the traits that I just judge the most in others, controlling, betrayal, whatever it is. And let me see how I have done that in my life to someone else. I maybe have made someone else feel that way, the very thing that I'm judging in someone else. And what is going to happen is your level of compassion is going to go up. And guess what? The kindest people are the most intelligent people. They are, because they have emotional intelligence. It is not knowledge or information that makes us most intelligent. It's our capacity to be able to greet and meet people with where they are. Okay. And so in your life, you move into the energy, different energy is going to create a different result. Okay. So take some time for reflection today. Do one action that you can do right now. Okay. And start practicing forgiveness. If you look at every guru on the planet, for traditional forgiveness works. And I promise at some point in your life, you will get to a place where there's nothing left to forgive. I know that's a higher consciousness. And trust me, when I heard it said to me, I was like, bull S. I call it, right? But I promise there is a process that you can go to, which can get you, there's nothing to forgive, because you see how you played a role or a part. Because being a victim of your life, it's not an empowering way to live your life. But guess what? The biggest victims in life can be the biggest gift bringers once that energy is transformed. So tell me in the chat, what is one action that you are going to take today? And it can be very, very simple. Okay, just one action you're going to take, one reflection, one person you're going to forgive, and these actions compound on top of each other. So what is compounding today, because whatever you're practicing is growing stronger. So take time today to sit and ask yourself, what am I practicing? And who do I want in my corner in my life that can support me with the challenges that I face? Getting the support to match the challenge that you're facing is like an inhale going with an exhale. Okay. So take some time today for yourself. All right. Sit with it, be with it, write it down. Don't just get lost in your thoughts or your mind, because that's a loop and that's what keeps you stuck. You don't actually get clear. You want to reach your dreams and your goals and your manifestations faster. Just getting clear on what you want is you're 50% of the way towards your dreams and goals, getting clear on what you want. And then you say, okay, now I got to align my behaviors, my thoughts, what resentments, being more friendly to my neighbor. This is beautiful. I mean, they're simple, right? Our ability to start taking these little small steps, they are changing humanity. They are changing our lineage and our children's lives and all of the lives out there. So take some time. Okay. And sit with this. And if you need anything, reach out to me. I'm here. This is what I help my clients do. This is what we do in the inner circle. We take an hour every single week and we are going into these stuff, because it's hard. That's why I would say 92, I think it's like 87 or 92% of people don't reach their goals in New Year's, because they don't have someone that they can be held accountable to these goals or to the things that they want. Yes. And they're just conditioned to see in their life where things aren't working. You got to see where things are working in your life. Okay. And then you start to say, okay, this is what I want. This is what's really working. I'm super grateful. I have an open heart. This is happening in the business. This is happening in my relationship. And then go in, because you're more resourced when you think about this. So take some time, get into unconditional love. Like, if you truly get into unconditional love, if you truly feel that space of unconditional love, I promise you will become a magnet for miracles, a magnet for money, and a magnet for amazing relationships and experiences. It was so wonderful to spend this time with you. Just this quick little moment. I hope you got some energy, some inspiration. And I hope when you go and you talk to somebody next, or you go and take an action, okay, you remember this. Remember, you are not your job. You're not your relationships. You're not your health. You are an eternal soul. You have an energy that will inside. The spirit is within you. Like, okay, you're not your name. You're not your job. You're not the number in your account. You are infinite, and you are worthy, not because of anything you did or done or have done, but you are worthy just because you exist. And you are enough and you are loved. And so as we start moving into this energetic alignment, you're going to start bringing in more experiences, people, and places that are just aligned with that which you want. All right. So take some time today, gently settle in, move into the vibration of unconditional love. And it's just, have you ever experienced unconditional love in your life? It's literally that simple. Like, if you just take one, yes, you are. If you take one moment and you just say, who am I so grateful for? Like, when was the last time I experienced unconditional love? It could be like the birth of a child. It could be when you hugged somebody. It was somewhere. Oh, you're so welcome, Rosa. Somewhere in your life where like something just really special happened. What did you feel? What did you see? What did you hear? Just you focusing your attention on experience in your life where you have experienced unconditional love will help you tune into that frequency. So whatever we're focusing on, we're finding. So if you find things to focus on that are wrong, or that you're fearful of, or any of those things, that's what your result is going to be. So take some time today, gently settle in, and move into unconditional love, because it will 100% change your life. I'm out. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.